Words move faster than consequences, and that is why controlling your mouth is one of the most important forms of discipline a person can develop. Many problems in life do not begin with actions, but with sentences spoken too quickly. A single careless remark can damage trust, create conflict, or close opportunities that once seemed certain. In moments of anger or frustration, the mouth often becomes a weapon that the mind fails to control. Yet strong individuals understand that real strength is not in speaking loudly, but in speaking wisely. They pause before responding, giving themselves a moment to consider whether their words will build or break something valuable. This small habit separates reactive people from thoughtful ones. When you control your mouth, you begin protecting your relationships, your reputation, and your peace of mind. People who practice this discipline are often respected because their words carry intention rather than impulse. They do not speak just to release emotion. They speak to communicate meaning and direction. Over time, this careful approach to language builds trust, because others learn that when you speak, there is thought behind every sentence. That level of awareness creates stronger connections and prevents many unnecessary problems that careless speech can create. Another important aspect of controlling your mouth is understanding the power of silence. Many individuals believe they must respond to every situation immediately, but wisdom often appears in the decision to say less. Silence creates space for reflection, allowing emotions to settle before words are released. In tense conversations, the person who remains calm and measured often gains the greatest influence. Instead of reacting with defensiveness or aggression, they listen carefully and choose their response with purpose. This ability to stay composed prevents small disagreements from turning into lasting conflicts. It also shows maturity because controlled speech reflects controlled thinking. People who master this skill realize that words once spoken cannot be taken back, but words left unspoken cannot cause harm. By slowing down communication and choosing language with care, they protect both themselves and the people around them. Over time, the habit of thoughtful speech strengthens personal credibility. Others begin to see you as someone who speaks with clarity and respect rather than emotion and impulse. In a world where many react without thinking, the person who controls their mouth stands out as calm, reliable, and trustworthy. That discipline becomes a quiet but powerful advantage in both personal and professional life. Your mood has the power to shape the direction of your entire day, often without you even realizing it. Many people wake up with good intentions, but a small frustration, an unexpected delay, or a negative comment from someone else can suddenly change their emotional state. When mood takes control, decisions become reactive rather than thoughtful. A person might speak harshly, lose focus on important tasks, or treat others with impatience simply because their emotions are unsettled. Learning to manage your mood means recognizing that emotions are natural, but they do not have to control your actions. Strong individuals develop the habit of observing what they feel without allowing it to dictate how they behave. When frustration appears, they pause instead of reacting immediately. When disappointment arrives, they remind themselves that one moment does not define the entire day. This awareness creates emotional stability, which becomes a powerful advantage in both personal and professional life. Instead of allowing circumstances to control their behavior, disciplined individuals maintain a steady presence, even when situations become difficult. Over time, this ability to remain balanced builds resilience. People begin to trust you more because they know your attitude will not shift dramatically with every small challenge. Controlling your mood is not about pretending emotions do not exist. It is about guiding your response so that emotions do not overpower your judgment. Another important part of managing your mood is understanding that emotional discipline grows through awareness and daily practice. Many individuals believe they must eliminate negative emotions completely, but that is neither realistic nor healthy. Emotions provide information about what we experience, yet they should not determine our choices. When you learn to step back and examine your feelings, you create distance between the emotion and your response. This small space allows reason to return and prevents impulsive behavior. For example, during stressful moments at work or within relationships, a controlled mood helps maintain respectful communication and clear thinking. Instead of escalating tension, you become someone who stabilizes the situation. This quality often turns ordinary individuals into natural leaders because calm behavior influences the atmosphere around them. People feel more comfortable sharing ideas, solving problems, and cooperating when emotional reactions are balanced. Over time, managing your mood becomes easier because your mind becomes trained to pause before reacting. Challenges still appear, but they no longer control your mindset. By choosing patience, perspective, and calm responses, you gradually build emotional strength. This discipline allows you to move through difficulties with clarity rather than chaos, turning emotional control into one of the most valuable personal skills you can develop. Money is not only a resource, it is also a reflection of discipline. Many people believe financial success depends only on how much someone earns, but the truth is that control over money matters far more than the size of income. A person can earn a large amount, yet still struggle financially if spending is careless and decisions are impulsive. On the other hand, someone with modest earnings can build stability through thoughtful choices and consistent habits. Controlling money begins with awareness. Every purchase represents a decision about priorities, and every decision shapes the future. When people spend without thinking, they often exchange long-term security for short-term excitement. Discipline teaches you to slow down and ask whether a purchase truly supports your goals or simply satisfies a temporary desire. This mindset changes the way you see money. Instead of viewing it only as something to spend, you begin to see it as a tool that can create opportunities and freedom. Over time, this perspective encourages planning, saving, and responsible financial behavior. The ability to manage money carefully reduces stress and allows individuals to focus their energy on growth rather than constant financial pressure. In this way, financial discipline becomes a foundation that supports stability in many areas of life. Another important part of controlling money is learning the value of patience. Modern culture often promotes instant gratification, encouraging people to spend quickly and enjoy immediate rewards. However, lasting financial strength usually develops through delayed satisfaction. Individuals who manage money wisely understand that small, consistent decisions build powerful results over time. Saving regularly, avoiding unnecessary debt, and planning for future needs may seem simple, but these habits require steady commitment. The reward is not only financial stability, but also peace of mind. When money is handled responsibly, it stops being a constant source of worry and becomes a resource that supports long-term goals. This control also strengthens personal confidence because you know your future is not completely dependent on unpredictable circumstances. Instead, it reflects the careful decisions you make each day. People who demonstrate financial discipline are often respected because they show reliability and responsibility. Their choices reflect foresight rather than impulse. Over time, this approach builds a stable foundation that supports growth, opportunity, and independence. By learning to guide how money is earned, saved, and spent, individuals transform a simple resource into a powerful instrument for building a secure and purposeful life. The mind is the control center of every action you take. Before a word is spoken, before a decision is made, and before a habit is formed, it begins as a thought. Because of this, learning to control your mind is one of the most powerful forms of discipline you can develop. Many people struggle in life not because of a lack of ability, but because their thoughts constantly move toward doubt, distraction, and negativity. When the mind is left unmanaged, it easily drifts toward worry about the future or regret about the past. These patterns slowly weaken focus and confidence. Controlling your mind begins with awareness. You start noticing the thoughts that appear throughout the day and asking whether they support your growth or limit your progress. This awareness allows you to interrupt negative thinking before it becomes a permanent pattern. Instead of allowing doubt to grow stronger, you intentionally redirect your focus toward solutions, learning, and improvement. This shift does not happen instantly, but through repeated effort, the mind gradually becomes more disciplined. When your thoughts are guided by purpose rather than fear, your actions naturally become more focused and productive. Over time, this mental discipline builds confidence because you learn that your mindset is something you can train rather than something that controls you. Another important part of controlling the mind is protecting it from constant distraction. Modern life offers endless information, opinions, and noise that compete for attention. Without discipline, the mind becomes scattered and unfocused, jumping from one thought to another without clear direction. Strong individuals recognize the importance of guarding their attention. They choose what deserves their focus and what should be ignored. This intentional approach strengthens concentration and allows deeper thinking to develop. Instead of reacting to every external influence, they build the habit of directing their energy toward meaningful goals. Practices such as reflection, reading, and focused work help train the mind to stay steady even when distractions appear. As this discipline grows, clarity replaces confusion, decisions become more thoughtful, and challenges are approached with calm analysis rather than emotional reaction. A controlled mind creates inner stability, making it easier to remain focused during difficult situations. When your mind becomes disciplined, it stops working against you and begins working for you. Thoughts become organized, priorities become clear, and the path forward feels more purposeful. In this way, mastering the mind becomes the foundation for mastering every other area of life. Self-control is often misunderstood as limitation, but in reality, it is one of the greatest sources of personal freedom. People who lack discipline often believe they are free because they follow every impulse and act on every emotion. However, that kind of behavior usually leads to regret, instability, and lost opportunities. True freedom appears when a person develops the ability to guide their own actions rather than being controlled by temporary desires or external pressure. Self-control creates a space between what you feel and what you choose to do. In that space, thoughtful decisions replace impulsive reactions. When someone learns to control their words, manage their emotions, spend money wisely, and guide their thoughts with intention, they begin to take ownership of their life. This ownership builds confidence because decisions are no longer random responses to circumstances. Instead, actions are guided by values and long-term goals. Over time, this discipline allows individuals to build stability in relationships, finances, and personal growth. People who practice self-control often experience fewer unnecessary conflicts and fewer regrets because they think carefully before acting. Their choices reflect purpose rather than impulse, and that purpose becomes the foundation for consistent progress. Another important connection between self-control and success is the ability to remain focused during difficult moments. Every meaningful goal requires patience, persistence, and the willingness to continue even when progress feels slow. Without discipline, it becomes easy to give up when challenges appear. Emotions such as frustration, doubt, or disappointment can quickly disrupt motivation. Self-control helps individuals move beyond these temporary feelings and stay committed to their direction. Instead of reacting to every obstacle, they maintain a steady mindset and continue moving forward step by step. This consistency is what gradually transforms effort into achievement. Success rarely arrives through sudden bursts of energy. It develops through steady discipline practiced over long periods of time. Each controlled decision strengthens character and increases resilience. As this pattern continues, individuals become more confident in their ability to handle pressure and uncertainty. Others begin to recognize this stability and reliability, which often opens doors to new opportunities and responsibilities. In this way, self-control becomes far more than a personal habit. It becomes a powerful force that shapes both character and future success. One of the most powerful skills a person can develop is the ability to pause before reacting. In everyday life, situations appear suddenly. Someone may criticize you, a problem may arise at work, or a stressful moment may demand an immediate response. Many people react instantly, allowing emotion to take control of their words and actions. This quick reaction often creates problems that could have been avoided with a moment of reflection. The simple act of pausing creates a space between the situation and your response. In that brief moment, your mind has the opportunity to move from emotion to awareness. Instead of speaking impulsively, you begin to consider the consequences of your words. Instead of reacting with frustration, you evaluate what response will bring the best outcome. This pause may last only a few seconds, yet it carries enormous power. It allows discipline to guide your actions rather than impulse. Over time, practicing this habit strengthens emotional intelligence and self-awareness. People who develop this skill appear calm and thoughtful even during challenging situations. Others notice this stability and often respect it because it shows maturity and control. By learning to pause, you begin transforming ordinary reactions into deliberate decisions that protect your relationships, your reputation, and your peace of mind. The habit of pausing also strengthens clarity and decision-making. When individuals react too quickly, they often focus only on the immediate emotion of the moment. This narrow perspective can lead to choices that create long-term problems. However, when you allow yourself time to reflect, your mind begins to see the larger picture. You consider how your response will affect others, how it will influence future opportunities, and whether it truly aligns with your values. This thoughtful approach encourages patience and wisdom in everyday interactions. Over time, the pause becomes a natural part of your behavior. Instead of feeling pressured to respond immediately, you become comfortable taking a moment to think. This small shift creates significant changes in communication, leadership, and problem solving. Conversations become more respectful, conflicts become easier to manage, and decisions become more balanced. The ability to pause also reduces unnecessary stress because you no longer feel controlled by every sudden situation. Instead, you approach challenges with calm awareness and purposeful action. In a fast-moving world where many people react without thinking, the person who pauses stands out as someone who values clarity, discipline, and thoughtful leadership. Discipline does not appear suddenly in moments of motivation. It grows quietly through habits that are practiced every single day. Many people wait for the perfect mood or a powerful burst of inspiration before they decide to change their behavior. However, lasting growth usually begins with small decisions repeated consistently over time. Each day presents simple opportunities to practice control. You can choose to speak with patience instead of frustration, respond calmly instead of reacting emotionally, spend carefully instead of impulsively, and guide your thoughts towards solutions instead of negativity. These actions may appear small in the moment, but when repeated daily, they begin shaping a stronger character. Habits gradually form patterns, and those patterns eventually define identity. When someone repeatedly practices discipline, they begin to see themselves as a person who values control and responsibility. This shift in identity is powerful because behavior becomes more natural and less forced. Instead of struggling to make the right choice every time, the disciplined action becomes the automatic response. Over time, these small habits build confidence because you begin to trust your ability to guide your own behavior. What once required effort becomes a natural part of your daily routine, turning discipline into a reliable strength that supports every area of life. Another important truth about disciplined habits is that they grow strongest during ordinary moments rather than dramatic situations. Many people believe that personal growth only occurs during major challenges, but everyday decisions often have a greater impact. The way you handle a normal conversation, the way you react to minor frustrations, and the way you manage small financial choices are all opportunities to strengthen self-control. Each responsible action reinforces the habit of thoughtful behavior. Gradually, these patterns accumulate and begin influencing larger decisions as well. When a difficult situation eventually appears, the disciplined mindset is already prepared because it has been trained through many smaller experiences. This steady development creates resilience and stability. Individuals who practice consistent habits tend to remain calm during pressure, because their behavior is guided by well-established patterns rather than sudden emotion. Others begin to notice this reliability and trust their judgment more easily. Over time, disciplined habits transform not only personal success, but also the way others perceive your character. They see someone who is dependable, focused, and capable of maintaining control even when circumstances become challenging.